Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you all our great master, dictator, tyrant, and leader, Barack Obama. You are commanded to stand in reverence and respect to his greatness and awe-inspiring presence as we behold him in all his radiant glory. Give the salute. Hail Obama! Hail Obama! Hail Obama! At the end of his announcement, you will be told additional instructions that you will obey without question. And now, our great master, Barack Obama. Obama is our master, Pope Francis is our prophet, and Satan is our God. If you don't agree, you are dead. This speech will be consistently repeated until any disloyal subject has seen it. Repetition is the only way to submission of our great master's commands.
Good evening, my fellow subjects. I feel like it is time that we come to terms with what our country is and what I expect of you in the future. To begin with, turn off the simulators again. I don't want anyone under the delusion that who they're seeing here is anything but the real McCoy, as they say. First of all, let me say this. Anybody who has the perception that the Stars and Stripes really represents anything is still living in a dream world. You're living inside a bubble. So, from this day forward, we're not going to even say Old Glory anymore. We're not going to use the Stars and Stripes. I hear that. I declare to all the nation, you are to burn your flag. If you have one in your home, if you have it on your flagpole, burn it. Now, this does not mean that if you have perhaps a rainbow flag for the gays and homosexuals, you're not to do that. That's going to be against the law. No, no, no. If you have a African pride flag, no, can't burn that. Now, another flag which has been in the news and is still a very hot subject to my fellow NAACP members is the Confederate flag. This is now banned entirely. If you got one in your home, you're to burn it. If it's found in your home, you'll be arrested. If you have it flying on your flagpole at your home, outside of your home, if it's on your car, and I'm talking even a license plate tag with the rebel flag on the front of your car, you'll be arrested on sight. And I'm not mincing words about this. You're going to jail. That's it. I don't like anybody saying anything against my fellow brothers and sisters. I'm not going to tolerate anybody saying again that we all have differences of opinion. You're going to accept my opinion. You're going to accept my will, because that's my plan. And that's what I'm going to do. Ain't going to be no questions about it. Ain't going to be any more of this Southern pride, anything. I want them destroyed, and if you're caught, woe's on you, okay? That's it. Now, we've all been under the perception also that we should call ourselves the United States of America. That's a falsity, okay? That's a misconception of the new global government. From here on after, this country is going to be known by one term: a unified sovereign socialism of America. How does that sound? That sounds a lot better, don't it? Doesn't sound anything like this rubbish of liberty and freedom and all the rest of it. I don't agree with that anyway. I mean, I think we should just be totally frank and upfront about what we are now as a nation. We are no longer what was traditionally the land of the free and home of the brave. Just toss that out, okay? Forget about it, because it ain't true anymore. I've already instructed the White House staff to get Air Force One stripped of that American bald eagle. I don't like that idea. We're going to have a new symbol put up. It's going to be the black fist. That means black power to my brothers and sisters, and anything else that represents freedom or liberty in this country is here going after be destroyed. It's going to be abolished. And you know what? Whether you want to be happy or not, you're going to be, because I'm telling you so. I'm telling you right now, you're going to live because you are happy to be privileged enough to be under my control and my leadership. And that's what being a socialist and a dictator is all about. I can tell you what to do, you're going to do it, no questions asked, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Because, you know, in Venezuela, when my friend Chavez, when he made a public announcement on television, he told them what to do and they did it, no questions asked. My friend Raul down in Cuba, he's the same way. He goes on national television, he tells them this is the way it's going to be, that's it. And now I'm telling everybody in America, you're going to do it my way, that's it. No questions asked. I don't want to hear any more complaints. Anybody who resists, you've already been hearing about this for the past 2, maybe 3 years. There are FEMA camps. There are concentration death camps. I ain't going to fool anymore about saying that there's something else or it's a lie, whatever else. It's true. And they've got barbed wire around them, and they're electrified, believe me. So if you try to escape, sadly it's going to be another Nazi Germany. You're going to be fried right there on that fence. You try to get out, bam. The guard's going to shoot you down where you stand. We ain't tolerating any more rebellions. We ain't tolerating any more resistance. You go, you won't come out. Some scientists are telling me there's a way to brainwash the human mind, make it conform. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't really care anymore. This is my government. This is my world. And if you don't comply and you don't submit, you're dead. That's it. Well, I'm glad I got a chance at least to say that to you, because I don't want to keep playing this charade, create a candy-coated shell of perfection, but in the background you all can see behind the scenes of what's going on. You've been seeing it. Congress has been trying to tell you this stuff and you just don't listen. So there's no reason anymore for me to deny the fact that you're all under a socialist dictator, a tyrant, whatever else you want to call me. That's great. That's fine with me, because that's exactly where you're living right now. And in the next 2 to 3 years, there's going to be a lot more even harsh changes going on. Every community in this country, every place that used to be called a state is now a part of a zone. And each part is a representation of so many of these so-called sovereign socialism provinces is really a better way to say it, not states. But of course you have pretty much the same thing happening in the Soviet Union during the 1960s. They had republics. Now ain't that a funny thing? America has always said that it's a republic. Not a democracy, it's a republic. Well, you know what? We were kind of trying to say indirectly, weren't we, that we're nothing more than another Soviet Union, because the Soviet Union was made up of republics. They weren't provinces, they weren't states, they weren't territories, they were republics. And that's exactly what now this country is. It is a zone of republics. And they all represent one thing: conformity. Conformity to me, to my new world order. The United Nations has a global constitution that's already been enacted. It was before even I became the so-called president in 2008. And now that I've taken over, I must say all to you right now, it's been enacted. If you don't know what it reads or what it says, you better look it up, because the internet is now under total restriction by all of my subjects. What that means is you're not going to be able to access it in the next week. But for now, I'm going to let all of you have one last little freedom, liberty, whatever you want to call it, to look up this stuff. Educate yourself, because after that, it's going down and it ain't coming back up again. And that's the end of that. So if you think that we in Washington still are working for your best interests, you're wrong. The Washington that you have today is there to serve me. And that's what you're here to do. You're going to serve me. It isn't citizens of America. It isn't the government of the people, by the people, for the people. It's now the government that controls the people. The government that subjugates the people. The government that denies the people. Because whenever I feel like it, I'm just going to tell you flat out, nope, can't do that no more. But that's what it is, folks. This is tyranny. But I'm just being honest with you, because I don't want anybody playing this total adoration thing about, oh, Obama's the greatest world leader we ever had. Now I'm showing you the true me, because there's no reason no more to pretend that I'm somebody else. And anybody, again, who thinks that they can resist, retaliate, it ain't going to happen, because in a very short time, we're going to round up every person we know of who has some tie, directly or indirectly, to Christians. You're going to be put in those camps, and that's it. And I'm not going to describe what's going to happen. I think anybody who has a Bible should be able to get it out and read it in Revelation, because it's all right there in black and white. It's right there in that text. And if you've all laughed about the Bible, you've been fooling yourselves, because it's been true all along. And now it's happening. I'm instigating it right now. And the only thing you have now as a subject is whatever I want to give you. It's not going to be anything else, because you're not going to get anything else. You're going to get what I tell you and what I'm going to give you, and that's it. End of discussion. I'll be meeting up with Vladimir Putin and my other fellow communists in the next week, and we're going to change Air Force One as a name. I'm just going to call it the Comrade of America, because that's what you are now. You're a comrade. You don't conform. You're not going to be here, so you're not going to have to worry anymore about anything. If you do conform, terrific. I'm not saying you'll have the same freedoms, because there is none, but I'll certainly make it worth your while. As your tyrant, as your dictator, I'm Barack Obama, and I thank you all for watching this announcement tonight. And please, don't resist. You're just burying yourself in an early grave. Good night. And for all who watch, we all can be blessed to have a tyrant like me. Good night.
You are watching the Global News Network of the New World Order. Small children ages 4 to 7 are already aware of their responsibilities to our great leader Obama. Turn in your friends, turn in your parents, turn in your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, and even your grandma or grandpa if they aren't complying with our leader's commands. Obey, submit, be calm, and regress any feelings you have. Be content and be happy, for your sufferings are all over thanks to Obama. Any type of desire you have should be and will be for whatever our great master tells us to do. If he tells you to care for your Islamic Jihad brothers and help them carry it out, you are to do so without question. If it means killing the police officer who stops you, do it right now. If it means shooting an innocent bystander, do it. Obama has commanded it. You will obey.